I mean, you can let the bottom to cross it before you stir it too, but I'm not going to bother doing that. And just, if you have children and you wanted to celebrate birthday on budget or on a budget, you can easily do that if you plan ahead of time. But frankly, I didn't really plan this one. What I like to do though is at the beginning of the month, when we take our grocery budget out, because we like to take the cash out for grocery. Grocery is a variable expense, but you wanted to make it a fixed expense for your finance. So one way to do that is just take your grocery money out of your checking account. You have better control over your grocery expenses that way. So we are going to start the other one. So at the beginning of the month, I will think about holidays during the month and birthday during the month. And then I'll ask myself what I need to purchase for those occasions. And I will purchase the ingredients to have it on hand. This time I didn't do that. Generally I don't have a budgeted amount for celebration for birthdays and holidays. I just know that it will come out of our grocery budget. So what I like to do is, because we stock up on groceries, since I don't need that amount, I have enough for that amount, I don't stock up on them. I will just save the money to purchase things that I need for the holiday or for the celebration. So that's the way I do it. And there are recipes that I used to make on a weekly basis that I don't do more because they just take too many hours to prep and cook. So I like to reserve them for special occasions like celebrations, holidays, birthdays, and today is one of them. So making egg roll takes a lot of time. You cook it from scratch, it takes money, but it takes a lot of time. And if my husband is here with me, pretty much he will allow me to cut the cooking time by half, but I'm not going to bother him just yet. So yeah, if you have time to cook those things on a regular basis, that's fine. If you don't, you can keep those recipes that will take longer to prep, longer to cook for days that you want to make special meals for your household. And again, the ingredients are not any much different from what we use on a regular basis. We are just going to use them in a different way to make different types of cheese. So the meat was already in the freezer because we stock up on meat year around to have meat in the freezer. We shop from our freezers and our shelves for cooking. So the meat is there. I just had to purchase corn tortilla because we will make tortilla chips. The flour we already have it because we make sourdough pizza and sourdough bread on a weekly basis. So we have flour, and that's what we use for the egg roll wrapper. We do have greens in the freezer that came from the garden, but I like to use cabbage as well. So I purchased cabbage, but we have enough greens in our freezer to add it to it. So pretty much corn tortilla and cabbage are the two things we purchased Alongside that, we purchase a cake, and we have ice cream in the freezer. And ice cream, we like to stock up on ice cream when it's on sale. So we have multiple gallons in the freezer because they went on sale at some point, and we purchase two times, and we have enough there. So yeah, and having those, stocking up on those things during the year when you have a special occasion, you don't need to purchase a lot of, a lot of ingredients or a lot of things for the celebration. I believe my husband purchased balloons for them to blow. They like to have balloons around, so I'm going to give it to them and they'll blow air in it themselves. For gifts, we do not like to buy them toys. When toys goes on sale at the end of the year or beginning of the year, we like to stock up on toys, but we do that every few years. So I have done it a few years ago, but rather than that, I do not like to buy them toys for birthdays. We give them money, and what we like to do, we give them money, and then later my husband will deposit it in their bank account, and from there we'll transfer it to their brokerage account and invest it in the stock market for them. And if you have children, that's an option as well. When they get gifts from family members, you can invest that for them. And talking about investing for your children, one way is a 529 that many states have a plan for. So when your child is born and you open a 529 plan with your state, pretty much you invest after tax income there for the child. You choose a type of a mutual fund to invest in, and when you file your taxes, you don't pay state tax on that amount that you invested. I think there is a cap for the amount that you won't pay state income tax on. That's great. And when you take money out of that account later to pay for education for that child, to be private education, private school education, or a college education, you don't pay tax on, you don't pay federal tax or state tax on the interest. The catch is if you take money out of that account for something that is not educational, then you will be surprised for the penalties you will pay on it. So I do not really like 529. If you choose an aggressive type of mutual fund, it will grow very well for you, that's for sure. But what I don't like about it is if your child earns a scholarship, then you may not need to spend it on the child education. Or if you want to give a head start to the child by helping him or her start his own business, that money is not for that. So what I like is having just a regular brokerage account for the child, and as long as the child is a minor, the account will be in your name. But when the child is turned an adult in the state you live in, you need to turn that account back to the child. So, and I believe is UTGMA type of brokerage account. I can ask them to search it to make sure I'm using the right terminology here. But you can see that our meat is brown. I do have some oil in this one. I'm going to turn this off. And this we are just going to very quickly. Well, okay, so let's put this in a jar. Angelique, will you open Google for me, please, in a browser?
Yeah, I got it.
Type UTGMA. It's either T before G or J before T, but I feel like it's UTGMA. What do you find?
Oh, I found it.
You can bring it here.
Nothing.
Why your spoon is so small? I see you. Why do you have one?
Hammer. I like the hammer. Give me the hammer. Yeah, wait and see the hammer. Wait and see the hammer.
UTMA.
Look.
So that's pretty much uniform transfer to minor acts, UTMA. I don't know why I thought G was in it. So yeah, that's the definition of it. Refer to an act that allows a minor to receive gifts without the aid of a guardian or trustee. So a gift can include money, patent, royalty, real estate, finance. But anyway, UTMA, you can open that. Oh, okay. So UGMA and UTMA. Don't know if you'll be able to see it. UGMA and UTMA. So you open that account for the child. Not sure if I show it well. If you have a brokerage account, you can open it with your brokerage company. And so pretty much you invest in mutual fund and single stock for your child. And one good thing in that is if the child get a scholarship and you don't need to spend on college, could be a fund that you can help the child start his own business with. That's one. Second, you can use that if you invest well in it. You can use it to purchase that's just an idea. You can use it to purchase a rental property. By the time the child start college, you pay cash for the rental property, and you use the streams of income from the rent to pay the child education, and you put the child in charge to manage his or her property. So while the child is learning skills to become an employee, the child at the same time is learning skills to become an employer as well. So by the time he or she finish the college, he will choose or she will choose if she wants or he wants to be bossed by somebody else or be the boss of he or himself or herself. So yeah, it gives you that option. The downside is though after you hit a certain amount, after you might start paying tax on those proceeds from selling stocks, like if you trade stock in that account. So, but at least it is your money. You get to do what you want to do with it when it comes time. So this one is done as well. So what I like to do with this, because I need this pen and we do have some fat here that I need to drain. And I can just get a glass jar. No, a glass jar. Can go there. So yeah, you can. And what I like about that option is you invested your money, but you are just going, is going to become a stream of income that you will use to support your child's education without touching your capital. I prefer that option rather than 529 because 529 is designed for you to use that money all the way to $0. So I'm not really a big fan of growing an apple tree, and when it's time to harvest the apple, you cut the tree down to harvest the apple on it. I prefer to harvest the apple and let the tree grow apple for you every year. So and it will be a good idea to teach children how to invest in the stock market. The earlier you start, the better, because at some point they will be in charge of that money. And you want them to make good use of it, not just waste it. So this year, my husband and I, we decided that we will just ask them to find the stocks themselves that they wanted to invest in, to find the companies they wanted to invest in. And we will purchase those stocks, stocks for them. So I'm just going to transfer this here so that I can use this again. And our 8 years old and 11 years old, they are pretty much looking for companies, and they will share it with me, the stock price. After practicing a little bit, they will tell me the company, the stock price, the 52 weeks of range, low and high, and if it pays dividends or not, because I will tell them. And you don't need to know a lot about stocks. If you invest in the stock market, you have enough information to share with them. Just tell them what you can to help them, and just let their brains do the rest. Those kids learn very fast. And I will tell them, unless they want to speculate, they better find a company that pays a good amount of dividend, 3% at least. And they will find, and I'll ask them, is it the price on the 52 weeks low side or 52 weeks range, high side? And is it on the high side or on the low side? And if it's on the high side, then I'll let them know that, well, if they purchase a stock now, it goes down, then they will lose money. The value of the stocks in their account will lose money. You will lose value. So they wanted to buy it when it's on the low side, and sell it when it's on the high side, if it's not paying a high amount of dividend. But if it's paying a high amount of dividend, they buy on the low side and they hold on to it while it is there, it will continue to generate dividend. So I don't like stocks that won't pay you dividend like Google and Amazon, or pay you 1%. Because when the money is sitting there, I want that to be generating some revenue. And I know that some don't like dividend stocks because they will pay tax on it. But again, tax is a fraction of the amount. So I don't want to invest in a company that won't be generating dividend. And when I do it with the intention that when it goes up, I will sell it. It's good to do that if you are doing it for yourself, to do it in your Roth IRA. That way you won't have tax to pay on those profits, short-term gain. Tax. You won't pay tax on those short-term gains. But If you mass out your hair for the year, then we can do that in
I
your
don't want to mix it.
brokerage account. But as for the kids, is a regular, is a just like a regular brokerage account. After the
Oh,
profit
yeah,
reach a certain dollar amount,
give me pink Play-Doh. Look.
you might have
I'm gonna
to
make it out of Play-Doh.
include in your tax for them. So now we got a good amount of fat here that could be used to fry
I don't have it.
or to cook.
You have a red one.
But I will put it on the side, and at this point this will cool a little bit, and I'll put it in the fridge. So now we are going to add the other meat to this pan,
They're that big.
and we do have our meat here completely brown.
Here, do it for a long time. Then look how big and good. Then make a lollipop out of Play-Doh. Is that big around?
I can just take picture of it. The recipe probably will be on our blog as well. So
Let's dip it on it.
whose computer is that? Darren, decrease the volume.
Go away.
I do not want the volume, okay? We don't want that in the video. Thank you, Jaden. So now we are going to put this meat here. Some music are not royalty free. Do you hear me? For that reason, we do not want that in the video. So make sure you mute your video, whatever game you are playing, son. Thank you. Angelique, are you done studying as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm just writing a story.
Okay. So we have that. I'll put it on the stove, put this in the trash, and wash my hand. See if we can clean our knife. A little bit better. So I'm just going to cook it and watch this side of the steak. I'll let that water run a little bit because I do not want to accidentally touch The handle is very thin. Now I can just wash my hands. I think the knife is washed as well. Usually we don't need light during the day, but it's now bright outside. And it's pretty much this time is 11:28 in the morning. But it's not bright outside. Okay, so now let's go to this. Okay, so while that one is working, another our bread, our dough here is doing fine. But we need to work on the cabbage. I'm debating if I need to get all the leaves of rice before I slice it, or slice it and then rinse it. We will see. I think I need to get my knife again. And probably, Angelique, will you give me the green? Yes, please.
Okay.
So let's see what we can do here. Let's get this outer leaf off of it. Put on it, right here.
Okay.
Looks clean to me, but let's see what we can do here. I think I will just put it on the that things and let's see if we can just rinse it gently here. I'm going to cut it again. Prefer to slice it, and then rinse in the sink though.
What's happening?
So pretty much I'm opening the lid here and I'm rinse it one by one. I think it's working for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I can rinse this one. James? Don't touch it, okay? Then we can rinse this as well.
Little baby full bad again.
Jaren, were you supposed to do that? You'll get yourself in trouble if you do.
I got a new rubber band for you. We got a new rubber band for you. We got a new rubber band. We got a new rubber
So I think
band.
it's like easier to rinse it like that. The other option was to shred it and then rinse it all off. But I think I'm just going to, and this is holding everything together, so it will stay on it. Until it lasts. Is it okay to do that? Is it okay to have rubber band over it? Then why are you doing it? When it's not okay, you don't do it. Do you hear me? Get down. This one is now rinsing all the liquid. Okay, I can open it up a little bit. Make sure it's the water. Okay. So speaking about investment again, when the kids find the stores, after everything check out, I ask them to check the profile and tell me what the business is about, what they sell, what the company sells, and what year it was created. To see, a company that has been around since 1800 or 1900, well, it will be around for a while. So that's one cue. Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be a stable company. Then we look at the charts. We don't do much with the chart, but just to see if that's a company that time to time the stock price goes down and then goes up, goes down and goes up. Those companies, it's good to speculate on them. And if that's a company that the stock price tends to be upward have that type of chart, then it could be a long-term type of investment in that company. So if the company's price is on the high side while comparing it to the 52 weeks range, then I will just tell them to take a note of that company. Time to time they can check on it. If it goes down, they can sell it. When it goes up, they can sell it to make profit. But yeah, just those little things. And as the kids grow, they will do their own research, and before you know it, they will master how to invest in the stock markets. And over time, when you hand over that UTMA or UGTMA and UTMA account to them, they will know how to manage it. But the 529 account, you are the owner of it. You are not required to transfer it to the kids or anything like that. So, and this is brown as well. It does have some fat in it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Afiavi-Odjounin, I'll have to add peanut oil. So I'm going to leave it. And I'm going to add more of this one. So this one will go in the fridge and will go in the freezer. But these two, we are going to pretty much cook them. So that's how I chose what we will cook for today. Because what we'll eat for lunch, we'll use the ground beef. And what we'll eat for dinner is going to be a nacho. But we are going to make a tortilla chips ourselves. So I know that if I take the ground beef out for the egg roll, it might just be a good idea to buy tortillas, corn tortilla, and make tortilla chips so that we can have nacho for dinner. So that's a way to combine, to pretty much come up with a recipe you wanted to cook. If there is an ingredient, a main ingredient that you can use multiple ways, you can just come with a dish that will use that main ingredient. So that's a lot of meat here. The good news is the mixture here will be used for the egg roll, and it can be used for the nacho as well, and it can be used for quesadilla. If you want to serve quesadilla for dinner tomorrow, it can be used for it as well. But I'm going to make the nacho meat here. It will have less vegetables than this one. And the dough we mix together will have some for quesadilla tomorrow. That's the goal. So that means with all the main ingredients today, the dough, the wrapper, and the meat, we can make 2 dishes, 2 for today lunch and dinner, and tomorrow dinner. But tomorrow it will be a little quicker because you already have the ingredients. But making quesadilla can take a little time because you pretty much make it one at a time, like putting the meat in the wrapper with cheese and pan fried. So now that we have those, let's chop our, I'm going to decrease this a little bit. So let's chop our cabbage here. In my case, the cabbage was not needed because I already have mustard, garlic mustard. But I like to add it. So I want to make sure if I have an excess, it will just go in the freezer. Probably for stir frying. And I'm not going to, if I will freeze the cabbage leaves, I'm not going to steam it or anything. So let's see if I can shred it.
Oh.
I think that's pretty much it. I don't want this in it, so and the cabbage costs about $2. It's like 69 cents a pound. And the tortilla is $5. We got 2 bags. The corn tortilla. The meat usually is around $2.99 a pound. We have 10 pounds. So you can do the math there to see how much the meal is going to cost. So the meat, 20 pound, 10 pound, $2.99. It's pretty much like $30 right there. And this one is $2. The tortilla is $5, so that's $37 there. We have avocado. It was 68 cents a pound. We got 5. It was on sale for 68 cents a pound. We got 5. Probably last week. It's in the fridge. We might use that. So we have about $40 right there. The ice cream was, I think, $2.99 a gallon. It was on sale when we got it some months ago, or last month maybe. We got cake, balloon. I think that's pretty much it for this one as well. So pretty much for the meal is around $40. But you can see we have a lot of leftover. Oh, we have the flour here. Flour, I would say the flour will be like 5 pounds. Like if you get 5 pound bag, I will say it's all-purpose flour. 25 pound bags is what I have. It costs about $5, but 5 pound bag will be about $1 something. Let's just say $2, and we can say it's about 5 pound there. So that's $45 right there for the meal we are going to cook. So $45 for a birthday, you covered lunch, dinner, and you have plenty of leftovers to use and to freeze. So in reality, it's going to cost less than $45. But I'll just go with $45 that we spent. So our dish here is full. And that's $2 of cabbage. You can shred it and just, if you know you use it during the week, you can keep it in the fridge. I do not keep vegetables in the fridge, like grains in the fridge. Don't want that to go to waste. I like to just put it in the freezer rather than put it in the freezer. I do not steam my vegetables. I will wash it, chop it, put it in the freezer, and we use it over the winter. That way I don't have to spend time chopping the way I'm doing it now. And this is done too. And I like the long shrimps, so. And you know, speaking of salad that I wanted to make this evening, we might have cabbage salad, right? Okay. I think I will put a little bit on the side just in case. I don't know if the kids will like it or not. But let me, I feel like I'm going to put some in a bag. Who has a pen here? May I get a pen, please? Pen. So I like to write the date, what is in the bag. I like it's better to do it before you put things in it. Now. Let's put some in it. It's not there until I look at it.
In your office?
That's fine. Thank you. I don't know why you guys are doing the pen though. And this is not really a freezer bag, this is a storage bag, but it will work just fine. If you can get it to close. And just lay it flat till it freezes. Thank you. Move this to the side. Move this back here. Let's see if you can slice this thing as well. And spending time slicing things before you cook takes time because it just add up. If you are going to slice multiple things, multiple vegetables, chop multiple vegetables, shred, grate multiple vegetables. So it's, in my opinion, it's just better if you purchase them and fry and freeze. But again, we purchased them on sale. This one was not on sale. And if you grow your own onion, you can just harvest it from the garden, process and freeze. But if you purchase onion, you might want to purchase it on sale, chop it up, put in the bag and freeze. Because when you purchase them on sale, sometimes they don't last long. They might even start going bad in the bag before you purchase it. So it's good to chop them and put in the freezer. When you need onion, you have it.